Latif Mundy, 1 week away from tomorrow night against Ozzy Duran for a USBA Regional Middleweight Championship. How are you feeling?
I feel good. I feel great. I feel like this is a great opportunity to showcase my skills, my elusiveness, and just bring the title home.
You've seen Duran, I'm sure, a couple times. What's he bring to the table?
I mainly see a guy that's tough. You know, I don't see a lot of angles. I don't understand that he likes to jab. You know, I mean that's boxing 101 right there. You know what I mean? So if you take the jab away, what does he have? You know what I mean? So all he has is toughness. So with toughness, we got to be in our best shape, do the best things we supposed to do. You know, to be in the best shape and bring it home.
This guy beat your good friend Jamal Davis. He's got to win over Jamal Davis. Did you see that fight?
I seen bits and pieces of it. I seen Jamal backing out a lot. So if you back out a lot, you know, of course you can get hit with the jab. And this guy likes the jab, so we're going to bring a lot of angles to the table. You know, try to keep him off balance.
You're known as a tough Philadelphia fighter. I mean, do you plan to bring some of that quote Philliness to this guy and maybe show him some of that toughness and maybe roughness early?
Okay, it's not so much the toughness. I plan to bring a great boxer to the event. I plan to bring smarts to the event. The reason why Philly was known for the roughness was the gym wars, and that's the same reason why a lot of Philly guys never made it out. It's because, you know, the gym wars. So we plan to bring, you know, a lot of smarts, you know, and do what the great fighters do. And the great fighters do, they bring angles, you know, they make their opponent miss and they make them pay for it.
Winning this, well, a lot of times when I like to talk to fighters, I like to talk, you got a couple losses. What did you learn in those losses?
The first thing I learned is that you can be defeated, and the second thing I learned is that you got to work harder. And that's what we plan to do. It's not so much of living in the past. Okay, we got a couple losses, so we plan to learn from our mistakes and do different. You know, what we was doing. You know, I mean, we were still doing the same thing, but the thing is, you try to do more of the good stuff. You know what I mean? Do more of it. You know what I mean? You gotta. That means do more homework. You gotta do more homework.
There's a lot of action, especially around Philadelphia. Around your weight class, a fight that unfortunately just fell out yesterday between Yorgi and Rosado, and that was supposed to happen. There's Derek Ennis, you know, around that 154, 160 pound division. Seems like these guys are fighting each other a little bit. Is that something you want to do? Do you want to, I mean, obviously you want to get into the World Championship mix and everything like that, but you see how great some of those fights were, especially the Ennis and Rosado fight, and the Yorgi-Rosado fight was looking to become a great fight as well, and it still, I guess, may happen at some point. Looked like those guys were having some fun in there, you know, thrilling the crowd. That's something like you want to get into a little bit?
Well, I see a lot of guys, I mean, you know, show is one thing, and really, you know, going for the big dogs is one thing. You know what I mean? I mean, you can have great fights down here in Philly. You know what I mean? It really doesn't make a difference. You know what I mean? I mean, you got to get to the contenders. You got to get to those. You got to get to that level. And beating yourself up at this level, you're not going to make it to that level because you're all beat up. You know what I mean?
A few minutes ago, you were just out there, and there was a guy standing a few feet away from you who's, I think, an inspiration to everyone. Bernard Hopkins is actually training in the wall right behind you. You see him, you know, he has a fight coming up sometime 3-4 months down the line, but it's not scheduled yet. There's no way he's going to be fighting September, October. You see he's in the gym this early. You take a little bit of that when you see, I mean, especially a guy at his age and with all he's accomplished, he could be out, you know, in the swimming pool somewhere enjoying this afternoon.
Well, those are the greats. Those are the guys who take their job seriously. In fact, it's not a job, it's a lifestyle. You understand? And his life is this gym. This is why you see him in here when nobody's in here. This is why you see him in here when there's no fight coming up. You know what I mean? When there's no fight scheduled. You know what I mean? This guy is a product of the game. This guy's lived the game. I mean, for years and years. I mean, before I could come off my top step, this guy was in there competing and fighting world contenders. You know, so can I take a page from his book? Yes. I mean, in fact, I'm going to try to steal the whole book.
Like, do you ever catch yourself, like, you know, when you're hitting the speed bag, kind of looking over, see you know, how he's going about his business?
You know, it's not so much of what he's doing, it's that work ethic, you know what I mean? I mean, this guy, I mean, he never stops, you know what I mean? and that right there is a great inspiration for me. You know, for a guy who never stops. This guy's 46 years old. You know, he's beating up on guys 25, 26. You know, it's supposed to be up and comers and giving them lessons. He's not just beating them; he's giving them lessons. You know what I mean?
Ozzy Duran, he's fought all over the world. He's fought a lot of contenders, beaten a couple decent names, and he's lost to some guys. Obviously, this it's a very big opportunity. There's a belt on the line for you. What's this going to springboard you to when you win this fight next week?
Well, hopefully, I like for it to spring me into the rankings. You know what I mean? Spring me into the limelight. You know what I mean? I like to get the lesson on top of it, not just beating this guy. You know, I like to get the lesson on top of it. You know what I mean? You
feel like this is maybe maybe your back's against the wall a little bit, possibly?
Well, absolutely. I mean, anytime you go into a guy's hometown, and you're fighting a guy, you know what I mean, who's a tough guy, who's fought all over the world. This is not his first 10-rounder. This is not his first title shot. You know what I mean? I mean, this right here is for it all. I mean, it's for it all for me because, you know what I mean, it's USBA and then it's a great ranking on top of it. You know, it's a chance to get noticed. You know, win or lose, you know what I mean, it's still a great opportunity to go out there and showcase, you know, my abilities. You know what I mean? It gives me the ability, it gives the fans the ability to see, you know, a guy like me, you know, put my talent out there.
Well, Latif, we've seen you before on GFL.TV. We'll see you next Wednesday night at the Robert Street Hotel in Newark, New Jersey. And a couple days later, the fight will be aired on GFL.TV. We look forward to seeing you there and seeing you hopefully come out victorious.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Right on.